Okay, from the drive, we're going to go into Google Websites, which sounds a little bit frightening at first, but once you get into it and spend some time working with it, you'll find that it's very user-friendly and easy to go use. So go to Sites up here. I'll kind of just go through the basics of creating a website and kind of the basic things you can do with it just to get you started. So you're going to go to Sites. We're going to create one. And whoops, we're going to use a blank template, which is far easier than using browsing the gallery and using templates that are already made. They're a lot more complicated. They look good, but I wouldn't start there. I'd start with a blank template, and we're going to call this. I'm just going to call it a practice website. I'll go back and delete it later. And you'll notice that that's what my Google address is going to be, is practice website. So think through what you want to name your site. You can name your site differently later, but it's going to keep the same address. So make sure you make that what you want to make it. Something that's searchable. So if you're going to have students look for it, they can look for Summers Middle School and then your exact class. Makes it easier than just saying, in my case, Mr. Johnson's classroom, something like that. 100 websites pop up before mine does. So keep that thing in mind, and then we're going to create it. Okay, so this is what the basic looks like, and we can go back and make it look better later, but we'll start here. So how you edit everything in your website is you go to this little pencil, and that allows you to edit it. So here I can put Mr. Johnson's homepage. Here I can say welcome to class. I can, just like you would anything else, I can change the font, size, the color, like that. And then you're going to press save to save it. Okay, so that's basically getting started, but then we can do a lot more cool stuff. So I'm going to go to edit this again on my edit button. I'm going to change the layout. So these are all the layouts you have. So let's do 3-column layout. And then in this column you can insert all these cool things, which makes this really awesome. That'd be the cool part. So I can insert a document. So let's say here I want to insert the Dear Parents letter. So I'm going to select it, and this is the height of it. I'm going to make it a little taller. If I don't put a width, it'll be as long as it goes, as wide as the page. And so that document is right here. When I push, and I can move it around, I can center it, so forth. I can go back to that and there. And if I push save, we'll see that document right there. And then parents can get that at home. You might put that on a different page to make it look better. We can put all kinds of things in. So you can insert your calendar. I'm going to show you how to do that in a second after I create a page. We could put an image in. It's very self-explanatory. A link to a different website, or a link to your calendar that way, and so forth. I'll come back to that. Even a spreadsheet. So for our track website, we put in a spreadsheet of the students' best times. You could put in forms. So let's put in a form. So all this stuff you can play around with inserting different things. The only thing that's hard that doesn't make sense right away is the Picasa. The Picasa photos and web slideshows. You need to kind of download some other stuff and take some time. I'm not going to do in this tutorial. But everything else on here is right off your Google Drive. So anything that's saved in your Google Drive you can put wherever you want on your page, and this stuff's easy to move around. So we're going to add a new page to this, and that is right here. So I'm going to add a new page. I'm going to call this calendar. We'll try to spell that right. So I'm going to create this calendar page. Okay, here's our calendar page. Now I don't like this stuff on the bottom, so I'm going to save that. And there you go to More, and you go to Page Settings. And we're going to show the page title, but we're going to take everything else off. And now clear this stuff away, just like that. Looks a little bit cleaner, I think. Now we need to put in our calendar. So I'm going to insert over here, calendar, right here. And which calendar do I want? I want to put birthdays. So we're going to select. Now you can put more than one. We're going to, put all that stuff in there. You can put more than one calendar to overlay each other. Just center that. And to do that, you just go back and add something else. And we'll push save. And there's our birthdays. There's Nate's birthday, Bill's birthdays during the beginning of the school year. To Sarah's birthdays during our PIR day. Keep that in mind, everybody. So that's the calendar. Now we need to put this, and it's already over here. So here's our calendar. We added that to there, so we can add as many links as you want. Let's add a link for parent forms or parent letters. We're going to create that. And we could easily I could insert that letter here, which would probably make more sense. So we'll select that and put that here, center it, save it. Okay, so there I have that letter. Easy for parents to get to and print if they need to. And so that's all right there. Now, this looks a little bit dull, so you probably want to change the theme. Oops, I should have done that a little slower. I'm going to go back. So you go to More, go to More, and go to Manage Site, and Themes, and it gives you a number of themes to try out. We'll do Notebook, and save. And you can tell it's saving up here, I think. And there it is. We want to fix that a little bit because it shrunk it down, but other than that, it looks good. You can play around with more of those. One more thing that you might want to play around with is the edit side layout is this sidebar right here. So you go edit side layout, and you can add, so you don't want to take off your navigation, so leave your navigation there, but you can add other things. There's a list of things there. Text is pretty easy, and that showed up down here once I think I added it. Let's try again just in case. Don't add AdSense because you don't have control of what basically it's advertisements that come up, and you can make money that way, but you can't control what kind of advertisements show up. So let's try this again, this ad. So that text bar is there. So now you have this page where you can insert an image if you wanted, or a link to something else, or you can just type in a quote, just learned that this Gandhi quote was actually never said by Gandhi. You could title it quote and push OK, and it shows up right there. Okay, and then close that, and so that shows up there. I have my website. This basically gets us started with websites. There's a lot more you can do with it and a lot more playing around, but this kind of gets you started with creating something that you can use in your classroom.